Hi, and welcome to this episode of Did You Know? My name is Cheryl Collins, and today we're going to be taking a look at Ferguson's Career Guidance Center, an online tool that will help job seekers, students of all ages, and those wishing to switch careers find resources for different career paths. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ferguson's Career Guidance Center. Ferguson's is an online tool that will help job seekers and students of all ages research potential job paths. The website is set up very simply for those looking to research potential career paths and career changes. You can see over here on the left there are several links to job and industry profiles, job hunting and workplace skills, and career and industry resources. These separate sections walk you through the process of finding jobs, finding potential career paths that you might be interested in, and also giving you background information about your desired industries. Often overlooked on the bottom of the screen is information about college planning and financial aid. High school juniors and seniors may find this particularly helpful when researching colleges with different majors that they might want to consider, and also financial aid tools that they may have to tap into when looking for funding sources. So we're going to start over here on the left-hand side, and what it does is it takes out 3 or 4 hot topics and puts them here on the bottom that you can click right into. So information about fastest growing jobs, the highest paying jobs, and the most in-demand jobs. Those will rotate and they'll be different each time you log in. But if you click just down below, it says Browse All Job and Industry Profiles. It brings you to a screen with various career fields and career paths that you may choose. It takes a second to come up, but then you can see here over on the left a link of links to different fields that you may be interested in. Within each field, if you hover over it with your mouse, it'll bring up different careers within that field. So you can see here in arts and AV technology, book publishing, broadcasting, and dance are just a few of the career paths in that particular industry. You can get an overview of the path itself, of the field you may be interested in. And then over here on the right, the flyout is going to bring you to specific fields that you may be interested in. So the business background here is going to give you a little bit of background as to what to expect on the job, a little bit of history that may be involved. As you scroll down, you may also see a little bit of the structure that may be involved in business organizations as well. Outlook gives you a little bit of information as to the trends and outlook that may be involved with each business. And then one of the benefits of this resource is that it also gives you information for further contact information and associations you might want to consider joining if you're interested in that particular field. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and what we're going to do is take a look at one particular career within the business category. Now over here on the right, all it's done is taken all of those career paths on that flyout and placed them over here. So in the business field, you may be interested in a career in event planning. Now once you click on event planning, it'll bring you to specifics about that particular career. So again, a very basic overview, a history, what you can expect on the day-to-day job, any tasks that may be involved within your day-to-day activities on the job. And then down below, some of the requirements that might be involved with this particular career, educational requirements, after high school, after college training, education. If there's a certification or licensing process that you must go through, it will mention it here as well. Also some other requirements, whether or not you could look into volunteer work in your particular field. It's a good idea to take a look at this exploring section too. It can also give you a little bit more information as far as websites to go to and looking under different areas to consider when you're looking in an event planning career. Gives a little bit of background information about the type of employers that are out there. So you may be working for a large organization, you may be looking for nonprofit organizations, those types of things. Also a little bit of information about starting out and the potential for advancement, what you can expect on the job for moving up the ladder. And probably most important is the earnings category, what you can expect to get for pay on the job in that particular job environment. Also the work environment, what to expect on a day-to-day basis when you're working. And again, those further information links are going to be there as well, contact information and websites to use for your further information. So again, just a basic overview for industry overviews as well as specific career paths. And over here on the right, it sums it up for you with quick facts over here. It gives you information on the salary. Quick facts that you might want to just take out with you, employment prospects, skills, and traits, the type of things that you need to make a quick consideration of that particular job. One of the neat things about Ferguson's and a lot of the databases that we have is that once you get the particular information that you're looking for, there's several things you can do with it. There is an option to save the material here, so if you were compiling a lot of different different career paths, you could save those and compile them into a report. You can email it to yourself. You can email it to a friend if you know of someone in the event planning business or wanting to get into the event planning business. This email may be helpful. And then, of course, there's the straightforward print. You can always print right from where you are as well. You have the option of enlarging and making the text smaller. And then also the citation at the bottom will, if you need to cite your sources for reports or what have you, the citation information is at the bottom of the screen. So again, that's just a quick overview of particular jobs that may be included in Ferguson's. Now I'm going to click back on the home screen. That's going to bring us back to our original screen. And once you decide on a potential career path, you're going to need the job hunting and workplace skills necessary to actually take part in the job. So again, it pulls out possible 3 highlights here for cover letters, resumes, and interviewing. And it gives you advice as to what might be helpful in those particular areas. So very good articles, very well-researched articles that give you some advice as to how to create a good cover letter or a good resume. And again, there's other links over here on the side. Go back one screen. And then I'm going to click, again, this Browse All Job Hunting and Workplace Skills. So again, finding your career path, interviewing. Once you've actually got the job and you're hired, etiquette and things like that to take you forward in the job process. And then, of course, special links to cover letters and resumes. Now, within these 2 features here, you can download sample resumes and cover letters. So that's always helpful to use as a template to have those available to you. And again, here's some career skills. You might want to consider brushing up some of your communication skills, your ethics and etiquette skills, finding a job, leadership skills. So a lot of the things that, again, as I said, once you have the career in mind, some of the things that you may have to consider when actually the process of getting that job. Now, the one thing about Ferguson's is it compiles all this information for you. It's certainly better than trying to pop these things into Google and using the advice that you get there. But all of this is for you right here in this database. And there, as I said, the articles are very good and very well organized and very easy to use. I'm going to go home once again. And over here on the right is a link to career and industry resources. And again, once it's pulled out some highlights for you, so ideas for apprenticeships, internships and summer jobs for high school seniors, college freshmen, those kids home working in the summertime, those types of things. And then industry resources are available too. I'm going to click on the Browse All and bring up the entire menu. And you can see what it does. There are some resources for women, resources for minorities, folks with disabilities, resources by industry. So you can see here, just in the various potential job resources that you have, there's a lot of links that may be specific to your needs. So again, in the automotive industry, some things to consider when looking at careers in the automotive museum industry. Again, there's a list here, links, over 100 links that may be helpful for you in your deciding in that career path. So again, some resources that might not fit nicely in these two categories, and they're kind of over here under the career and industry resources. One other special feature of Ferguson's that I enjoy is the career assessment, career interest assessment. And what these do is it's a series of questions. It gives you, again, another essay. And it's a series of questions to try to help you narrow down some of your interests and some of your strengths and weaknesses that may be helpful when finding a potential career. It takes quite a long time. I'm not sure. It's well over 10 pages, but it's a very simple tool to use in just clicking likes, dislikes, or unsure. And then at the end, it does give you some results and some of the career paths that you might want to consider based on the results of this assessment. Now, it's not a scientific tool. It's just a suggestion put together by Ferguson's that, again, will help you maybe use its resources a little bit better and some of the resources that are involved here. So that's one of the things that I like about Ferguson's is that it has that assessment built in. And then, of course, most websites, most databases do have news and information from the publisher, so certainly a lot of newsletter-type information is going to be over here on the left. Another strong feature of Ferguson's is this college planning and financial aid section. And again, it's pulled out some highlights here. All of the college planning and funding resources, again, are all organized here, just as in the career sources. But one of the strong, I'm going to get back to it. One of the strong sources to use within this is the school search. Now, students, high school juniors and seniors often have to start beginning the search to try to match their needs and wants up with a school or a list of schools to apply to. And through this tool, you can kind of narrow things down a little bit based on what your needs are. So you can decide where, the location of the school, all of these widen out into different categories. The institution type, either a 2-year school or a 4-year school. The student population, certainly large universities down to very small schools. Faculty-student ratio, tuition, sports. All of the different categories that might be important when making a decision about what college to attend. So you can do an example here. And we just choose Connecticut 4-year schools between 5,000 and 15,000. You don't have to fill in all the categories. Once you click on search, what Ferguson's does is it goes out and it gets several suggestions for you to consider. And again, these are not, it's not a scientific tool or anything like that, but based on what you've told it you like or you're looking for, it's come back with some ideas for you. And you can see the list of schools is here. Both state schools, private schools. It does include just about everything because we hadn't narrowed it down further. So 7 sources there. So I think this is a great place to start for students, high school juniors and seniors when getting going on that career search, or sorry, the college search. And it really follows the student through the entire process. So the school process, and then possibly researching different career paths, landing the job, and then, of course, all of the skills that you need once you're on the job and industry training and things like that. So I think as an overall resource, Ferguson's is good. Ferguson's Career Guidance Center is good for, as I said, students of all ages and needing to start the college search and also getting into just starting to the tip of the iceberg of looking for jobs and the types of careers they might be interested in. That concludes today's look at Ferguson's Career Guidance Center. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to check a look on our website at www.enfieldpubliclibrary.org, or you can email me directly at cbcollins@enfield.org, or you can always give us a call at the reference desk, and that number is 860-763-7511.